Good evening and greetings for the day. Welcome back to another live session on TM Square Technology Solutions, where we connect together to talk about your questions, queries, and clarification. And I think we had a problem, connecting with the other live session. So unfortunately, I have to restart this session with a new link. So I hope people will get a notification to quickly join this session. And thank you, Win. People are just slowly getting joined in. So welcome aboard, team. And this session is about definitely getting into the the question and answer session of ISTQB and testing related concepts. So should you have anything with you, you can definitely go ahead and put your questions on the chat box, and I'm here to assist you with any kind of questions which you may have related to testing. So go ahead and put up your questions on the chat, and I'm here to answer your questions and help you prepare well for you. So at the same time, if you have any queries about any of the concepts related to testing, you're free to make use of this opportunity when I'm here with live, on this channel and helping you out. So just make sure that you make most out of these kind of opportunities when we connect together and help you to get your queries resolved. So looking forward to your questions today as well. And in past, we have seen a great response from all our viewers in asking questions through this session. So we have decided to continue ahead with this, initiative. Initially, I started with just limited, approach, saying that if people would be interested to ask any questions or not over a weekend. But I think we are getting great response from all the viewers on this concept. So I would like to continue this for the entire year. Every Saturday, we would like to connect and definitely help you as much as possible. So yeah, I think we are looking for the questions of our day, and if in case at any point we see that for the continuously for 5 minutes of duration, if we do not have any questions coming up, we will just drop this session and we will continue the next week. So yeah, go ahead and make sure that you put your queries to me, and I'm here to respond to them. Just meanwhile, if you we are waiting for the questions, so I would like to just quickly update you things about the channel. So far, we have videos on our channel regarding the ISTQB certifications, and right now we are going ahead with ISTQB Advanced Level Test Manager certification. And this tutorials will be having another 2 chapters to go from, and probably by mid of March or somewhere by 20th of March, we will be closing on this tutorial series, and we would be looking forward to your recommendations for the upcoming tutorial series, which would be probably getting started by the first week of April, maybe with a gap of a week time once we complete the test manager. And after a week time, we will be getting started with the next one. I would definitely look for recommendations from all of you, and we'll be posting a poll on my community tab. So make sure that you vote your in the next certification there. And I would definitely love to look forward to that. Okay, meanwhile, we got very first comment of our day, that is Dinesh. Dinesh says, hi, sir, I've cleared foundation and agile certification with the help of your videos. Thank you so much. So thank you so much, Dinesh, for your wonderful compliment there and recommending that the content was really helpful for you to prepare well. And I would like to really, really wish you a very hearty congratulations on the achievement. And that's like 2 things that you have been referring this channel for. So thank you so much for being an consistent viewer of our channel. And at the same time, I really, really feel very thankful to you that you opted the channel for learning and preparing for your certification. And thank you so much for adding value and coming here and sharing your results with all of us, because this video will be seen by many across the world. So thank you so much for that. All right, and I wish you very well, very, very all the best for your future endeavors. If you have anything, just let me know. I'm always there to assist you in your advanced level certifications as well. So just do not hesitate to ask me, and don't forget that we do have this event happening every Saturday. And if in case you have any questions related to testing at any point of time, You're always free to join here and ask your questions. All right, so yeah, so we'll be completing with our test manager certification by this mid of this month. And if in case we have anything, definitely we'll let you know about the next recommendation. And you're free to vote for your favorite certification there so that I can pick up the tutorials for that. So most commonly, we will be having the mobile application tester or performance tester. So these are the two things which are mainly going to be opted for the discussion, but I may add some more certifications based on your recommendation. So if you have any other certification in plan, please go ahead. Okay, so we have got another message from Pratibha. Pratibha says, hi, last week I appeared for ISTQB, but I got only 24 and passing is 26. That's really sad to see that it was a very close call. Chapter 1 and Chapter 4 were the two where I got less marks. Can you please suggest something for this? Okay, why? First of all, I would appreciate that you didn't get Chapter 5 as your lower marks. The reason is most of the complicated things and a lot of topics are there. So generally people get confused with Chapter 4 and Chapter 5. Now, why you went wrong with Chapter 1 is just because of one thing, that is the test process. As far as you are comfortable with the test process, you will not have any kind of failures from the Chapter 1. And the only reason that happens is because you try to relate your regular practices with the generic statements of ISTQB. ISTQB has its own protocol and standard. And I think I recommend all my participants and all my learners that you stick to the standard for the time being so that you can get the certification done. Okay. And post the certification, you can go back to your industry organization practices and all those things. So why I'm talking about, exactly the test process, because the test process has a lot of activities to be as a part of each phase, and different organization perform different activities as a part of different phase of the test process, and that's where you conflict. You start comparing those things together, that why IST could be saying that, or no, in my organization I do like this, probably I select a tool at the test planning level, not at the test design level. I start designing the test cases right at the test analysis phase. No, ISTQB does not recognize that, right? But yes, of course, at the same time, I'm not saying that your organization is wrong in terms of doing that, because every organization has a test policy. How can you forget that, right? So every organization has a policy, and according to that, they have their own way of implementing the test process. But just because you start, comparing those things from your organization practices back to the ISTQB, you get conflicted. So I would request you to pay attention to the test process which is written in the tutorial and the official syllabus, and stick to that to get better scores in the chapter 1. Second, a lot of people also get confused with the principle of testing. They I don't identify that why this principle is unique. So let me just quickly recap for you right here that we have got 7 standard principles. Number 1 says testing shows presence of defect but does not prove absence, which means that it is all about telling you the process of testing. Testing is a process of finding defect, but no matter if you have found 1,000 defects in your process, still you cannot recommend or justify that you have no more defects in the process or the product. Why? Because testing shows presence of defect. If you go on testing, you may find some more. It's not that at any point of time, no matter how effectively you tested, it is 100% tested. Okay. Now, of course, the second thing here is called as exhaustive testing is impossible. That means you cannot test an application with all possible test cases. Why it is impossible and impractical? Because first of all, you cannot land up creating all the possible number of test cases. Everyone has a different perception. And if I ask tester 1 and tester 2 to write different test cases, very well they can write, right? And it's not exactly the same thing, correct? So I don't have any limit to the perception of individuals. And exhaustive testing is impractical, okay? Cannot be performed. And even if you look at the combination of data, that's hectic. Even if you land up creating all possible test cases, do you have enough time to run that? No. So that's where we say exhaustive testing is impossible. And for that principle, the answer is chapter 4. Chapter 3 is about early testing saves money and time, static testing, reviews to prevent defects. Okay, so every principle has a uniqueness. Okay, you just have to remember that unique term which will help you to identify the principle. The fourth one is defect clustering, where we talk about the concept of that defect can be clustered together. That means they can be found at one place accumulated, and that could be due to any particular number of reasons. Due to the complexity, where the developers under the time pressure, they made a lot of mistakes, or related to many other defects or similar type of functionality. So accumulation can happen. So if you talk about the defects accumulation, you have a principle. Pesticide paradox, where we talk about repetition of the same test cases again and again. It's at long run, it will not help you to grab good results. So we always look forward to revise our test cases from time to time. Testing is context dependent, which basically means that testing is not the same for two different types of project. I do not test a safety critical system how I test an e-commerce website. So this is about the approach, the strategy which we use for any particular project to be tested. And the last but not the least about requirements. That testing is just not mere about finding defects and fixing them. If at the end of the day the product is unuseful to the customer, it's a waste. So testing is just not limited to finding and fixing defect. We also validate as per the requirement. We make sure that we meet the requirements. We just don't find a number of defects and fix it. So each principle has some uniqueness, and that's where it becomes important and helps you to solve that. Kind of remember those principles and uniquely answer them. So you will generally be provided with certain statements which will say that which principle we are talking about. So unless you know what exactly the principle is all about, you will not be able to answer this. Okay. So please make sure that you pay attention to the discussion which we just had right now, and go back to the tutorial and look at it once again. That will definitely give you a better confidence. Coming to the chapter 4, I completely cannot help you right now. To be frank, you may have to revisit the tutorials once again to understand the logic of each and every technique, because techniques are different. I have equivalence partition, boundary value analysis, decision table testing, state transition testing, and something from the white box as well. And then experience based. So applying the techniques is a skill. It's just not that you know what is EP, you just have to take one test from each partition. No, that will not help you. You need to judge that when a scenario is provided to you, how would you solve it? How would you put it on paper in a tabular form? And being correct in the terms of presenting in a tabular form is very important. And the general thing where people go wrong, what I've seen as a pattern, is the arithmetic operators, like less than or equal to, greater than something, greater than or equal to. There's a difference. When you come to BVA, you find this difference there. That if I say less than or equal to 17, it means 17 is a boundary value. But if I say less than 17, then it's instead of 17, it will be 16, right? So value changes. Of course, one outside, and one inside, one outside, and all. So that's a different story. But the value varies, right? If you just misunderstand. So probably I think the only reason why you could have gone wrong in chapter 4 is your attention to read the question. Okay. So as far as you would have read the question correctly and applied the skill back, I'm not challenging your skill. I'm not challenging your knowledge. It's just that you didn't read the question carefully. That's where people go wrong, not with their knowledge, not with their understanding about the techniques. So make sure that when you're preparing again, you have the habit of reading the question patiently, okay, carefully, that what exactly it is trying to ask me. Is he asking me for the valid equivalence partitions? Is he asking me for invalid inputs? Or is he asking me for 2 point analysis, 3 point analysis? What kind of data has he brought in? And all those type of things. Ask yourself a question that do we have all the information what you need? Okay, so that's another thing which you need to take care of. And practice as many sample questions as possible. There are a lot of questions available. Okay, so just make sure that you have got the concept with you and then put it on the papers. That's more important. Okay, so Pratibha, I would like to, sorry, yeah, Pratibha. So first of all, I would like to thank you for coming in and being very bold enough to share that you could not succeed with the examination. I appreciate that. And that's the reason I spent a lot of time giving you that justification because I would like to take more effort for the people who come to my channel or come to me and they could not succeed. So I would definitely hold them a little harder to assist them as much as possible. Okay, don't worry. If you think there are anything which you are lacking still, do reach out to me through my LinkedIn ID and let me know what your concern is, what your question is. I would help you offline as well. Okay, so it's just not that you are restricted to live session. Just reach out to me on the LinkedIn. I would help you there as well. Okay, but make sure that you reach out to me and let me know what your questions are so that I can help you more better. Okay, if in case you still have anything with you right now, you can go ahead and share. All right, we have got the next thing coming from Nicole. Nicole, hi. If my English is like intermediate and I don't have testing experience, is it very hard to pass ISTQB? Um, okay, I can say that could be an average situation, not completely poor, not completely helpful, because English is something you would need to understand the question. And I'm not sure that if you're able to write this comment, I don't find that you have any problem with reading the questions in the examination. As far as you are able to understand the tutorials, understand the concept which is written in English, I don't think you have any problem with your English at all. Okay? First of all, that thing. If you can understand my tutorials, you can understand the syllabus, you don't have any problem with your English because the question will be straightforward taken from the syllabus, nothing outside, and they will not talk from the country specific language or something. Okay, using different words or different characters. No, nothing. That will be very general and simple words, English. That's it. Okay, and the second thing, of course, if you don't have testing experience, that can be a question mark. Okay, that can be a constraint because I'm not sure how much you know about testing. Okay, so I would recommend you to take a deeper dive into testing first, understand all the possible concepts of the testing, not just with my tutorials, probably something more beyond that. Okay, and then understand everything at the ground level. That why should we do static? What is static? How it is conducted? What is a document? What is a work product? Explain yourself everything. Okay, each and every terminology, and then come to the tutorials. That would help you to pass. So testing knowledge is very important. Without that, you can actually not do it. Even if you have a little bit intermediate English, I don't have a problem with that. That does not block your access. But your testing knowledge will definitely hold you back. So make sure that you grab as much knowledge as possible. Reach out to me for any questions, and I'll assist you with better justification. So make sure that you learn the testing concepts deeply before you start preparing for the certification. Okay, so Nicole, you would need a basic understanding of the testing first in order to prepare for this. And if in case you do not do that, yeah, your results may be difficult or different than what you are and I am expecting about you. Okay, so all the very best. Just let me know if you need any other help. I'm always here to assist you. Okay, thank you. Okay, we have another person here asking about Vina. How do you suggest to increase the confidence to attempt to advanced level test manager? Because somewhere to increase the confidence is to attempt more and more mock tests, but unfortunately we do not have here. Yeah, I do remember, your comments on my channel, and you asked me certain questions, and yes, this is a constraint. The only reason is probably I've been repeating this again and again, but not everyone is listening to our live session. Number one is that you do not have any kind of sample papers for this session, that is test manager, because ISTQB officially does not release any of their sample papers. Okay, they do not release officially any of their sample papers or real exam questions. So for foundation, how do you have so many questions then? It's people who have created it. It's people who have replicated the questions, what they got in the examination. And that's the reason they can be wrong in answers, they can be wrong in their statements, or anything else. Okay, and ISTQB does not recognize any other sources other than ISTQB official website. So I think that's the problem actually, what I'm talking about. The solution is nothing. As far as we do not have good sample questions, probably that cannot be a option for you to prepare well. But yeah, being sure that what exactly each concept is. For example, if I'm talking about defect management, then I should know in and out about it. that what is defect, why should we manage it, what is a defect detail, why should I mention the details, how each detail is important for us, what kind of contribution does it make. So are you looking at those questions, what I'm asking myself right now? Because when you answer these questions, you're just not learning the content, you're preparing yourself to be a test manager. Okay, even when it comes to preparing a defect report or passing it to stakeholders, being communicating with the effectiveness is very important. Okay, so that's really very very important to take care of, right? So all I can suggest to you is be with me with the tutorials, because I think for test manager, so far I would have done almost around like uh, 10 hours of tutorials. Can you believe that? That's not even for any other tutorials right now. Okay, I have maximum is 5 hours of session, which I have for any other certification put together. But I have not completed my test manager. And right now I have 10 hours of tutorials on my channel for only test manager. Why I'm putting so much effort? Because you don't find sample papers. And that's very difficult to get confidence about. So, re-listen to the tutorials, re-look at the concepts, read the syllabus, understand it, and then you will have the better confidence. And I think when I appeared for the same, I didn't have the confidence at all. So I went through the syllabus twice. Okay, that PDF, entire PDF document, and we didn't have any tutorials that time when I appeared for it, not even YouTube tutorials. So no Udemy that time when I appeared for it, way back like 4 to 5 years ago. So I went through the PDF 2 times at least, and then started asking these questions to myself whenever I learned to talk. That why stakeholders would be interested in defect management, how it would help them, what kind of impact it can make if I'm not sharing the right information. So, being a test manager, you try to build up your asset, your knowledge like a test manager. Okay. And that would give you the best confidence ever to pass the examination. And moreover, you have me. That time I didn't have anyone to help me. No Udemy, no YouTube courses or anything. YouTube was there, but not the test manager tutorials. But right now you have tutorials, you have me to help you. I'm having, this live session to answer such questions. So come back, ask me questions whenever you have any. Okay. And I'm here to give you that confidence, whatever you may need. But just don't read a topic, learn it, understand it. That's more important. Okay, Veena? I hope that boosts up your confidence a little bit. Not too much, but yeah, a little bit. And do go ahead and prepare well for that. Okay? All the very best. Okay, Pratibha says, thank you for the guidance. Definitely I will. Yes, Pratibha, please go ahead. And you also say that for foundation, also mock papers are not proper. Don't have almost all. I've done almost all. Yeah, I do understand that, because I myself have been through all the resources to help my viewers. Because a lot of time my viewers ask me that are these sources correct or not? Or a lot of people have commented on my channel asking those questions, saying that the source says answer is B, but I think as per your tutorial, the answer is C. So absolutely it was wrong. So, that's actually diverting you from your preparation. So I never recommend officially any online source for preparing of sample questions other than the ISTQB, because they are wrong, or they can be wrong. Veena says, thank you so much for your valuable feedback. You're always welcome, Veena, and there's no limit to your questions. You can always ask me any number of questions, and I'm always here to assist you, as I always say at the end of my video. Okay. All right. We have got also someone, Krishna, here. I'm a beginner to this and also planning to write, so. Is automation knowledge also required to crack the exam? No, not at all, Krishna. If you're saying beginner, and did you mean that you're talking about the foundation exam? Because if you're a beginner, I put you there in the very first level of certification, and not at all a problem if you have just recently started your career as tester, or even if you have not started your career as tester, then all you need is a better understanding of testing concepts, which will be important. Yes, thank you so much for confirmation on that. So you're talking about ISTQB Foundation. If in case you do not have any knowledge, assume that you just started working, or probably you don't even know in depth like what exactly testing is all about. So you need to get all the information from the testing point of view, okay, which most of them, I can say 90% of the basic concepts is covered in the tutorials itself. There are some things like how to write test cases and all, and how to write test conditions, how to prepare test data. These are not covered in the foundation syllabus. So that's the reason I'm saying only 90% of the testing concepts like basic testing concepts, are covered in the certification itself. But the plus point is they don't ask you how to write test cases. They don't ask you how do you prepare test data. So no questions on that. So whatever is in the syllabus will definitely guide you to prepare well about the concepts. So even if you don't have any knowledge, you can actually grab a little bit deeper dive compared to what I'm delivering in my tutorials. Okay, and be better, more confident about the context. That's it. Okay, so I'm just saying you one thing, that go through the tutorials, but for each tutorial, each concept, get into a deeper dive so that you have a better understanding that what exactly it is, how it works. Because of course, I cannot deliver a 1 hour content in 10 minutes of video. Correct? I have a lot to share, but just because it can be lengthy and people may find it boring to listen a 1 hour tutorial to learn a simple concept, I just put it in a 10 minutes video. But of course, you are recommended to go through a detailed dive. Probably you can go for some recommended blog spots, or probably there are a lot of creators on YouTube who are actually preparing manual testing course content. So please do a deeper dive there about each and every word. And in fact, you can find a lot of things in detail in my own channel. I'm not sure if you have heard of my other channels or not. So I do have got other channels with me, which will basically help you to get a lot of basic concepts. And this was again based on the request of people like you who come newly to the testing world. And here is one link. What you have is my channel about testing in nutshell, where you can do a deeper dive on the basic concepts. And the other one is called as technical vocabulary, and I would love to share the link for that as well. So testing in nutshell is a channel where I'm elaborating each and every word or probably a process which might be performed as a part of testing, and that would give you a lot of information about the foundation level of software testing concepts. And the other channel which I have is called as technical vocabulary, where I'm only preparing the glossary. Okay, we're only preparing the glossary. Like no matter what term it is, what terminology it is in testing, you will have a definition to that so that you can understand everything. So both the channels are here on the chat right now. You can just give it a view and follow that content to better prepare yourself on the foundation. Okay, I'm not sure if Dinesh, not Dinesh, Pratibha, if you are here, Pratibha, I would request you to please go through these content as well, because this will help you to definitely clear off a lot of your basic doubts, and both the channels will give you all that information. So please go through the theoretical content other than the tools. I have a lot of tutorials on this channel that is testing in nutshell. I have Agile, Jira, ALM, Load Runner right now. So except that, there are a lot of theoretical content. Please go through that. Okay, and glossary on the technical vocabulary. So I would like to wish you a lot of very best, Krishna, for your preparation. And do reach out to me. We connect every Saturday, 7 to 8 p.m. Indian Standard Time, to help people like you. So don't miss this opportunity. It's just a matter of an hour on a weekend. And I hope you can ask your, you know, so-called friends to wait for an hour, that you will meet them at 8 p.m. rather than 7 p.m. So, that can help you to prepare well. All the very best. Okay, I think I missed a lot of questions coming in here. So we have got a question from Andy Get Money. Hi, Andy. Very good evening. Thanks for joining in. I wrote today, after using your material today, the terminology was a bit tricky. I'm from South Africa, by the way. Okay, so would you like to add anything more? What do you need? So I think you got. So what makes you a better tester after foundation? Okay, number one, if in case you're finding the terminology is tricky, I've got a channel for you here called as Technical Vocabulary, which is my channel itself. And you can find a lot of glossary there, which will help you to understand right at the root level, at layman level language, to understand what exactly each terminology stands for. Second, of course, when it comes to what makes you a better tester after foundation, having a knowledge of the process end to end. That means just not being a frog in the well. That means you only know what is well, you don't know the outside world. So just jump out of the well and try to see what exactly is happening. The world here today, the era today in the world of technology, is about talking about full stack tester as well. We might have heard of like full stack developer. Same way we have full stack tester. So once you clear your foundation, you start, moving ahead with a lot of other concepts. That what makes you a better tester? Probably moving into the automation. Automation, then which automation? Is it functional automation or non-functional testing automation, like performance, security, or anything? So pick up a domain. And if in case you're already a tester in a particular domain like aviation, automotive, or any other domain, banking, healthcare, then make sure that you look forward to the standards. You do have standards in the specific domains like automotive. So get certified with those standards, which will add more value to you as a better tester. So being a tester is just not about writing test cases and executing them. Being a tester involves you to manage a team, do effective testing, write proper set of data, contribute in test planning, and all that you can do only with a proper knowledge. Okay, Andy? So just make sure that just don't be confined to what you learned for the certification. Even if you pass it, just don't limit yourself to that, oh, okay, I'm done with the foundation. Now I can stop exploring. No. The journey starts after the certification. You have to look around you. Okay, now I'm certified. What else I can do? Okay, it's not that now you're certified, I don't have to do anything else. No, you have a lot of scope. You can talk about different practices, you can talk about standards, you can talk about domain specific understanding, that why testing is different in a different domain, what makes it different from a particular application to another application. And that will definitely leave you with never ending approach of learning something new. And that makes you a better tester, because someone as an organization look at a portfolio who knows something more than the desired skill. Okay, something more than the desired skill. If they ask me, do I know A to Z? I said, yes, I know. But I also know how to make sentences out of it. They will hire me. Because, of course, A to Z is what their requirement is. But if I'm giving them something more, that if you hire me for this, I can add more value to you. How? I can be a good test planner. I can be a good test manager as well, because I'm just not foundation certified. I also have the skills of implementing the process. I also have the skills of finding the root causes and improvising the process. So I'm the better option for you. So you have to actually find out that what makes you unique, what makes you specialized compared to others to be called as a better tester. So I give you the options. You have to pick any of these options or maybe all of them and start exploring. That would make you a better tester. Okay? And sharp, sharp. If you're from South Africa, I hope you will understand that. Okay. All right. So we had another question from Himanshu. Sir, I have a general query, and that is, my question is, I'm a BTech 2017 pass out, but I don't have any working experience. So after completion of manual testing course, can I be eligible for job as a fresher? Um, yeah, actually, you are not called as a fresher right now because you are a 2017 pass out and it's been 4 years and another 2 months, and you will be 4 years old in the market. So you will not be called as a fresher, but there is no limit to start your journey as a professional. That I would say. Okay, not as a fresher in the sense like you will not be considered as a fresh graduate hire. Okay, so you can say that for some practical reasons. Okay, maybe any kind of practical reasons which you can showcase to the organization, as far as you can justify that where were you for the 4 years. That's fine. Okay, that's fine for the organization, but you have to start afresh in the sense like you don't really have to go and get into a fake experience or something which may rule you out of the business or rule you out of the market as well. If you, in case you get stuck with that, then organizations will blacklist you, probably, like, you don't get better opportunities and you will get stuck thinking about yourself. So make sure that you learn about software testing. And I can tell you that, yes, there are opportunities which welcome. There are organizations who welcome anyone to join as a tester. So you will have opportunities, that's for sure, as far as you have a good grip on the learning and you have some certifications with you to show them, and that would help you to get a job. Okay, but don't be more late than this. This is already late. Okay, but you have to find a reason as well. to justify them that what you were doing since 2017. Okay, so have a good, strong reason which organization can accept. Okay, all right. So Pratibha says, is ISTQB give a chance for exam from home? Yes, you have a proctor-based examination, Pratibha. You have online examination which you can actually take up. So there's no problem. You can always opt for proctor-based examination, which is driven from home through an invigilator online. It's just that you have to turn on your camera for the throughout the examination, and there will be someone staring at you throughout the examination because they just want to make sure that you are not trying to copy anything or cheat during the examination. Okay, yes, you can do that. You can look for proctor-based examination. All right, Andy says, so what? Okay, I think I read that already. So Andy says, sharp, sharp. So you got the point, Andy. I've been in South Africa and I spent around 1.5 years. You start with XA and all those things. So yeah, I spent around 1.5 years in Johannesburg and also visited for some time Durban and Cape Town. And I was basically in the Gauteng province, and that was a really good stay, I would say. I was staying in Sandton, if you know that place in Johannesburg. I don't know which part of South Africa you're from. So I was there. So that's the reason I know some of the local, protocols to be said to people and our way. So thank you so much for that. I welcome about. So yeah, sure. So I think I have answered everything. Okay, there's another question from Andy. I'm currently a junior automation engineer. I use Selenium C#, UFT, and Uipath. Fantastic. I think you're already on your way. Just continue with learning these things to the most effective way, because these frameworks comes with these languages and tools comes with frameworks, and the great frameworks makes the automation tester great. So you just have to make sure that you have a good grip on uh, data-driven framework, keyword-driven framework, and hybrid framework. So three things. These frameworks will help you to be more strong in automation. And I think Selenium, UFT, and UiPath. UiPath, I'm not sure, but Selenium and UFT both have all these frameworks which are applicable. And most of the organization will look forward to that. So be more strong in creating your own framework from the scratch. I'm not talking about understanding a framework and executing it. I'm talking about creating a framework right from the scratch. Okay, so be more confident with your own practices, what you're doing. I think if you have worked with these three things, you don't need anything else. Okay, you don't need anything else. You just need to be a master of that. That's it. Okay. All right. So there's a lot of thank you, thank you, thank you. You all are welcome. Whatever I just recommended you as per your question, feel free to just let me know if you have any other questions hereafter. Pratibha comes back again. Can you share the link or something? Because the one which I'm looking is showing me the fees as 4,500, which is the first time. But as now I will appear for second attempt, the fees will be around 3,000. Okay. So what do you want me to share with you? Oh, can we take examination from home? Okay. So you want a proctor-based examination link. I'm not sure if that can be done with a fresh registration, because if you go with the fresh registration, you have to pay the entire amount once again. Okay, so you have to go with the reattempt, Pratibha, and for the reattempt you have to write them a mail. When you are logging in, you are appearing for the reattempt, you opt for proctor based examination. Okay, you opt for the proctor based, or write them an email that I'm looking for a proctor based examination. Okay, so I'm just sending you a link. Have a look on this. Okay, I don't think I have to sign in to access that link. If you are listening to me right now, go to istqb.in. Okay, go to istqb.in, which is the ITB, Indian Standard Board, Indian Testing Board, and in that select the foundation. Okay, in the menu select the foundation, and on the right side you will find two options. That is paper-based exam, that is Pearson View exams public, and second is remote proctor exam public. So you have an option there called as remote proctor exams. So you can select that and then log into your account and apply for it. That's it. There's no other thing to be done. Okay. So you can apply for that, and that would help you to go ahead with the online attempt, and you can take it from home. I'm not sure with the prices. I didn't check with them. So you can check with them if the prices remains the same. All right, my friends, if you have anything else to be asked, feel free to utilize this time. I think we are just 20 minutes away from our live session for today. We had a really great, deeper discussion today and helped a lot of people to get the details. So now, anyone else is still looking for any more things to be discussed or asked, just I'm here for another 20 minutes to help you. So just drop me a question and get responded to that with a detailed explanation. And I appreciate if in case you have any kind of recommendations, feedback, suggestions to improve the content on the channel in order to meet your expectation better, you are free to suggest me that if you can do this for us, it would be really great. Or if you can do something like this, then it would be very helpful. Then you are free to share your feedback, suggestions, or any kind of recommendation about the channel. I would definitely love to consider that and think over it to apply that. So just let me know if you have got something in your mind after visiting, because you are my potential viewers and you have been viewing my channel for a long time. So if in case you have any suggestions to make it better for you and many other viewers, feel free to share your feedback, suggestion, and recommendation as well. And this can be the right place or the best window to do this job. Okay. So I'm open to any kind of feedback, open to, in live session. So you can just drop me a quick text if you think there's something which can make the channel more better in order to help you prepare well. And I'm here to take necessary actions on that. Yes, anyone else is looking for any other things to be asked, any other questions to be discussed, I'm here to respond to them. Just feel free that you just have to drop the message on the chat and I'm here to respond to that. And in case, again, you can keep an eye on the community tab of the channel where we will be looking forward to the next batch of ISTQB certifications. So if in case anyone is looking forward to get trained with me on a virtual instructor-led training, then you have an opportunity every month once to take up that training with me and be a part of that. So if in case you're looking forward to be looking forward to be a part of the full-fledged training to learn about the foundation, I generally conduct one session every month as a public session at cheaper cost, not the corporate cost. So you can definitely look forward to be a part of it. Okay, Andy says again that what is currently the most used tool in automation? I think Selenium. Selenium is having a major share in the market in terms of be it C Sharp, Python, Java. These three languages are most trending ones. And other than that, the second share goes to UFT, and Uipath is slowly moving into the market. And probably, I think Uipath will something be down the line few years. It will take over the market. So if you say that Uipath, I think that's the most favorable thing what you have in your portfolio. Okay, the best favorable thing what you have with you is Uipath. So I don't think you need anything else. Just be more precise with these tools. UFT is the second tool, of course, which market is using widely, and Selenium is number one. Though it is open source, people use it, but those who don't want to go just because it is open source, they prefer to have UFT because UFT has a UI and has a lot of other possibilities, like compared to Selenium in terms of creating your framework is easy, creating recovery scenarios, and setting up everything as an automation solution is simple compared to Selenium. So these two have somewhat closer share in the market, and both of them. Plus, you also know UiPath. So I don't recommend you anything beyond this. Just be more confident with these tools in terms of automation frameworks. and that would really help you to the core. Okay. Yes, T. Anyone else has any other questions to be asked as a part of our live session? I would definitely love to answer that. Okay, I'll definitely be back when I get my results from ISTQB. So thank you so much. You're welcome, Andy. And do let us know and let the entire world know what exactly happened, because we feel proud about sharing our results, and they're definitely welcome. As you can see right now on the top, the very first message says about Dinesh has cleared the examination, and Pratibha was again bold enough to join here publicly and say that no, I could not make it. So don't be hesitant. The moment you try to overcome that barrier, a lot of problems get solved. Okay, so you can see, like, we have viewers who are confident about everything. So just be back and let us know what exactly happened, so that I can help you better, or I can let the whole world know that Andy from South Africa has cleared his examination on foundation. Okay, we have another person here, that Rahul Mitra. Can you please elaborate about Uipath that you were mentioning? I'm not really aware about the same. It's another automation testing tool. Probably, like, I cannot add, exactly what kind of features and what kind of interfaces it has on the call right now, because I may have to show you a tool, and it has got amazing, expertise on working with some of the tools which could not be automated earlier. Okay. So, for example, if you talk about ERP solutions, cloud-based applications, which had little difficulty to be approached using Selenium and UFT, UiPath has resolved that issue. So UiPath comes with a lot of added benefits over the basic approach of automation, and definitely gives you a great interface to interact with even those applications which were slightly difficult, not completely. Of course, Selenium and UFT were taking care of them to a certain extent, but not 100%. And there were certain applications, like when you talk about Salesforce, you talk about SAP and all. So of course, these things, UiPath was just created specifically in order to deal with such things. So similarly, we do have Tosca from Tricentis, which helps you to do automation of these kind of tools like ERP solutions and cloud-based applications. So cloud computing is what basically is being supported by UiPath. So that's the good news about that. So you can actually explore a lot beyond that, because as far as I have a practical interface, I can just tell you some of the theoretical benefits of that. But of course, when I have a practical approach, I can definitely tell you more important things, and that you can definitely explore from different sources. Okay. Yes, team. We have another 12 minutes to go from our session. I would like to request, if anyone is still having any questions in their mind, just put it here, and I'm looking forward to your question so that I can answer them, and you carry away a lot of answers with you rather than having questions in your mind. So this session is just exclusively to answer your questions, nothing else. We don't deliver anything here. We don't create a tutorial. We don't promote a content. We don't do anything other than just answering your question. So if we have a question, I would answer that. Don't have a question, I'll be waiting for the question. So we have got another few minutes to go from this session. And don't forget, every Saturday, 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. Indian Standard Time, we connect only to answer your questions. Okay, only to answer your questions, nothing else. I don't have a predefined plan or layout for this session. It's just that if anyone is having some random questions, you can actually ask here, and I would love to answer that. Okay, because I didn't find any other channel doing this job, like instructor being live and helping everyone about getting resolved with their problems. I think I thought of doing that. Yes, so looking forward to any other remaining questions if you may have about the ISTQB or testing related concepts, be it about any type of testing. You may ask about it, or also if you have anything else to discuss, you are free to let me know. So is UiPath a testing tool for cloud? Not just cloud, everything, but especially meant to resolve the issues with the cloud-based application. Yes. And I've been there. It seems like UiPath will take over. So if you are planning to learn, then please learn it. This will add a lot of value to your portfolio, I can assure you. Right now, not a lot of people know about Uipath. It's just that those people who are working with such applications, which cannot be automated using Selenium and UFT, they have been taught about Uipath, but not a lot of people know about Uipath. But tomorrow, the way the tool has been created, it will be the only solution, because a lot of tools which you are using, a lot of softwares which are using as an enterprise solution is going to migrate to cloud. Nothing will be local, nothing will be on your premises, everything will be in data centers and cloud. So that's where UiPath will have a lot of scope. So that makes me say that the world will be about UiPath down the line few years, like 3 to 4 years max within that. So Selenium, UFT, they will go down, UiPath will come up. Yes, see, if you have any other questions to ask, your time is all yours. We have got 9 minutes to go away from the session. And if you have anything, just let me know. Yes, Rahul, as you say that you are a certified AWS Cloud Associate and also have experience in testing, this seems a very interesting learning journey. Yes, of course, please go ahead. I would recommend you that. Okay. Meanwhile, we have got another question coming in from Gulapalli Siddhartha. Hi, Siddharth. Very good evening. Welcome to the session. And I'm a test lead with around 7 years into testing. I have no tools using experience, haven't done any certification. Please help me on what to do. I don't think I have to do anything in order to help you. When you know your problems already, just start resolving them. 7 years is very, I would say, a very high time for you to get the knowledge of tools, because people start preferring with no matter which domain you come from, irrespective of that. Automation will definitely add a lot of value to your portfolio. Okay, it will also impact your CTC to a certain extent. That when you say that you are an automation tester of your particular practices, people negotiate and they say that, tell me how much you want, and I would like to offer you. And that's happening around me. I have a lot of people who are working in IT in my family itself, and I have seen people being negotiating with the HRs for getting that what they expect, and people offer them, saying that I'm going to offer you a 200% hike at the age of 7 years of experience, and 200% hike. Okay, I mean it. I'm talking about my family members, which is my own brothers and my in-laws and all. So they are being offered like this. Interview is just a formality, but you tell me how much do you want. I'm ready to offer you 200% hike, and please come and join us. That's just because of automation. That critical skill set, what you may have, will add a lot of value, Siddharth. Just make sure that you start learning. This is not late at all. Good that you explored a lot of things. And as per the 7 years of experience, you're already at that position where you're supposed to be. You are already a test lead. That's really a great thing. So I think it should be good time when you start learning some of the automation tools and getting into automation. Not being an automation tester at least, but being aware of like what exactly automation is and how the things are being done. Because being a test lead, you would definitely not perform the ground level work. But of course, being aware of automation testing, you can lead a team of automation testing tomorrow. So by the time you reach your 8 or 9 or 10 years of experience, you can actually rethink about this question today, what you asked me. So this will add a lot of values down the line in the next 2 or 3 years of time. So start learning. That's only the answer what I can give you. Start learning some of the tools. Start with Selenium. Start with some of the programming languages like Python or Java. So Python is, I think, I would recommend you better, or C Sharp. So you can make use of them again because they are coming back to the business after being outdated for a long time. And being on the certification side, you have a great certification from ISTQB. You can start with foundation and then slowly move to the advanced level certification, as you have some advanced level recommended certification for you at this point called as test analyst. But you cannot take test analyst directly without being certified with foundation. And adding certification to your portfolio will give you a global recognition, and you can definitely have great opportunities for on-site or being hired by a different country specific organization as well. So outside country, like our country, India, they always prefer to be certified. Okay, they always prefer a candidate who is ISTQB certified if they are a tester. So no questions asked. That's a criteria for them to be applied or to be applying for a job. So make sure that you take it as a serious consent and start preparing for the automation. Simultaneously prepare for some of the certifications and get certified. At least two of them. Like you start with foundation and after that go for test analyst. That would be fine now. Maybe after 1 year, you can take another certification that is test manager because that is what you will be looking at down the line 3 years from now. Okay. So all the very best for your preparation and do reach out to me if you have any questions regarding your any further preparations. All right. We have another question from for Zuzana. Zuzana, hi sir. I have find this channel recently. What is your suggestion how to start to learn and prepare for advanced test analyst level? Of course, the number one thing I would recommend my content because I love my content. Okay, and go through the tutorials which will help you build up the foundation understanding, not that ISTQB foundation, which will tell you everything what you need to know from the syllabus point of view. But just don't be restricted to the set of tutorials because, of course, I have a lot of content to be shared about a topic, but I just cannot put it in a video, right? So I would request you to explore beyond that. If in case you're learning about any particular topic, be it checklist and review, be it like cause effect graphing, or be it like risk based testing, just don't be limited to that basic content what the syllabus is covering. Try to explore beyond the syllabus. Of course, my tutorials covers the syllabus entirely, but I'm not just asking you to be limited to that. Being certified with test analyst does not require you to read the content. You have to be a test analyst, actually. Okay, and to be that, like to be a test analyst, you need to be sure about everything what happens in and around you. Okay, be in an organization like a test analyst. What it takes you to be a test analyst in an organization is what you have to answer in the examination. They may ask you a lot of scenario driven questions, and the scenario can be very, very real, very, very unique, and probably it's times when you have never dealt with such situation, but the answer is hidden in the syllabus. Okay, one or the other way, they have told you that this is what is the best practice which should be done at this point of time. So scenario is just to tell you that are you able to apply this back in your organization? It's not a like mathematics exam or science exam or English exam. It is a professional exam. So we just don't want you to answer a question. By asking you a scenario based question, they want to judge will you be able to apply these learnings back into your organization or not? That's the thing. So for that, just be, definitely go through the tutorials, which will help you to understand what is it all about. But don't be restricted to that. Go ahead and explore beyond that. Look around, a lot of sources, a lot of, blogs which are there. There are a lot of white papers written on this. Do case studies. Do go through the use cases which people have put up on. So that will give you better confidence. And that's the best way to prepare well for the certification and pass in the first attempt. Okay. So I think that's the best thing I can advise you right now. But on the way, if you get stuck with anything, you are always free to reach out to me and ask me. Okay. So all the very best, Susanna. Do let me know if you have any other concerns. Okay, D says, hi sir, did you write a book for ISTQB Advanced Test Manager? Okay, D, I'm not sure I've written any book right now. I've only written a book for the foundation after a great patience or like waiting for a long time, because generally I don't have much time to write up a book. Probably I can write Test Manager because that's going to be a very interesting book for helping people, and that has to have a lot of information in order to help them with a lot of user scenarios and real-time instances of the organization and case studies. So that would require a lot of time to draft it and then get it reviewed by someone who knows about it, because this is not a fiction, this is not a literature, this is a professional certification. So only a professional can approve it in terms of reviewing it. So doing that would, even if I start today, even if you say that I would take more than a year to release it. By then, I think you will be certified and you will be continuing with your journey. So, just a straightforward answer to your question: no. I have not written any book for the advanced level test manager certification right now, but I do have tutorials for that to help you. And I'm here to help you at any point of time. So just let me know if you have any questions, any concerns about the same. All right, that's here. We hit the clock and we are done with our session on the live. I would like to thank each and every individual who participated in our live session and contributed by asking the questions, because this session cannot be complete and successful without your presence and contribution. So I would like to thank each and every one who participated today and contributed to this session to make it successful. And of course, we are looking forward to a great weekend again coming up next week, where I connect every weekend, that is Saturday, 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. Indian Standard Time, to answer your questions. So just mark it in your calendar and have a reminder that you have a session coming up on the Saturday to ask your questions related to testing. So at the end, that's all from this particular live session team. Should you have anything else to talk about, feel free to drop them below. And I'm always there to address your queries and answer them well. Till then, keep learning, keep exploring, keep understanding the context. Thanks for being a part of this live session team, and happy learning. Take care. See you, team, next Saturday, and happy weekend.